The remains of over 40 liberation fighters who passed away in Zambia and Zimbabwe are set to return home today. These include Advocate Duma Nokwe, former ANC Secretary General Edwin Letsholo Makoti, former PAC leader Vernon Moodley, son to activist Mary Moodley, and renowned journalist Todd Matshikiza, among others. Let's get the latest now. Khayelihle Khumalo is joining us with the very latest. So, Khayelihle, of course, I saw you earlier on in conversation with Todd Matshikiza's family. Let's talk about where we are now. Have they been able to receive the remains? Where are we with the progress?
Well, I can tell you this much, Bongi, we're still waiting with bated breath. The remains have not arrived yet at the Vaterkloof Air Force Base. So the initial time was 2 p.m., but obviously we do understand now the actual time is going to be 6 p.m. As you know, that also just across the fence from South Africa and Zimbabwe, there was a ceremony as well. As you know, that South Africa and Zimbabwe, they've worked tirelessly, including Zambia itself, in terms of making sure that this culmination point does arrive. So the families are still waiting here. It's a bit of a nail-biting moment for them, but a lot of them really, they're expressing a sense of gratitude to the South African government, the humility that has been shown by the NPA, Missing Person Task Team, and many other agencies that have been involved. As you know, that with exhumation, there's quite a lot of processes involved from the traditional aspects and many other things in compliance with the culture and the customs. But here with us as well is Dr. Stanley MOBA. We know him as a former leader of the PAC, and we know that when you talk about PAC as well, Bongiwe, they were really also right in the trenches fighting against apartheid. So a significant number of PAC members as well will be coming home. So, Doctor, thank you so much for your time. Maybe just your thoughts as we all just keenly are waiting for their arrival.
Yes, we are grateful to God for this opportunity, which we never thought of, because we come from so different areas, so many opportunities, but all of a sudden we didn't know that this time we'll be meeting here, and on this very important occasion. This indeed is a historic occasion where we are coming to receive the remains of one of our outstanding leaders, Khayelihle. God is really great. And when I met South African group in Zimbabwe, they were surprised that here we were meeting together. And they said, there's a funeral of one of the people of South Africa, one of the veterans, and so we met. Where did we meet? In the President of Zimbabwe office. And there, he himself was so excited to see us there. Okay. He received us well.
And maybe just, Doctor, take us back to the time when he was buried away from home. Surely that was not an ideal situation. This was at the height of apartheid, with the state of, ungovernability in South Africa, and all sorts of violence and really skirmishes dominating in the country.
Indeed, to be separated when you're still alive, and to be separated even when you pass away, that is a great show of an apartheid situation. That is why, particularly when you are in exile, you don't think it'll be possible for you to come home sometime and be buried at home.
Maybe just to bring also, Bongi, another family here with me. Say, I'm going to start with you. Just briefly, you're here, and I would imagine that you're waiting for that plane to taxi here. What's going through your mind at this point?
I can't wait. You know what, this is one of the most grateful things that our government has done for us. We've been waiting for years, and our families and some of our members of our families, they've passed away. They've been waiting for this opportunity. Now it is one of the greatest things that our company has done for us. For me to be here, to experience and to be in this event, to experience this, is one of the greatest things.
Okay, and tell us who you're representing and who are you looking forward to see coming back?
I'm representing my uncle, Uncle Buti Stanley Molefe. He's my uncle.
Okay, and for you, ma'am, just a quick one.
This is the moment, the day I've always wanted, I've always waited for, to see the remains of my dad coming back to the country that he went to fight for, the sacrifices that he made. He passed on when I was only 3 years old in Zambia in exile, and I didn't have that time with him, but with the remains coming, I feel connected. I feel something going on in my body, and I can't wait. I feel like this is an event which I'll never forget in my life. Stanley Molefe, also known as Steve Makinyimbuzi, a father who loved me. From the stories that I've heard from his colleagues in the MK, this is going to be a great occasion for me.
Quite a very surreal moment for sure, Bonge. But just a quick one, a minute or two. Mr. Babella from the ANC, quite a rigorous process. We're here today.
Definitely a rigorous process that we had to go through. But finally, the ANC is so happy that finally they are arriving. 15 minutes from now, they will be landing. And we hope that the families will go with joy. But I know some will shed a tear or two, because it's an emotional event of their loved ones finally coming home. And then the African National Congress just says, it has been hard work. South Africans, we are still going to bring more of them. It's 1,000 that are lying all over the world, majority of them in African countries. But it's a rigorous process. Only if patients can still be there. You have waited for over 15 years when this matter was raised that you want your loved ones to come back home. Government has a policy now, and look the results of the policy today, receiving such a magnificent number of people back home.
And just before I let you go, sir, I know time is totally out. 49, 43, so a lot of numbers being bandied about.
Well, it's 49 that we were targeting. However, some they refused to release in Zimbabwe because they could not connect those bones to any family. And Zimbabwe government says, you can't take remains and you don't know where you are taking them to. Only if the families are found, then they will be able then to release. So that has gone down to almost 39 now. Or 37, just around that figure. But we understand that we still have a lot of work to find and trace the families, particularly in the Eastern Cape, and majority of the families in Gauteng, at least they are connected. So we just hope that there should be that little exercise and patience that we still have to go through. But more bones, remains will still be coming in other chapters that will be announced as we go on.
Sir, thank you so much indeed for your time. So, Bongi, I know that we're totally out of time, but like you just heard from Mr. Babella, it's a very rigorous process. As you know that once the remains get here, they will go straight to the one military hospital. There will also be a DNA process that will transpire there. So it's still going to be a long-awaited process.